okay? I would tell the girl to tell the guy that she's with, you need to make up your mind. You need to decide which woman you want in your life. You can have your pixels or you can have a person, but you can't have both. I think you need to draw a firm line in the sand because you need to understand, every time a guy looks at porn, he's cheating on you. That's cheating on you. That's infidelity because we have such a messed up notion of infidelity. We think cheating is when you just do something with your body because if you're not doing it with your body, then it's not really cheating. Look, when I stood on the altar with my wife and I said, I will be true to you in good times and bad, sickness and health. I will love you and I will honor you all the days of my life. Am I doing that by looking at porno websites? Hey, look, my wife's 8,000 miles away tonight? Okay, well, I can look at some porno websites. Am I being faithful to her? I could say, look, I'm not actually doing it with my body. Actually, you are, because you're a body and soul intimately united together. And so I would say that she needs to draw a firm line in the sand, and that guy's got to get his junk together. He's got to go to counseling. He's got to go perhaps to a priest, a spiritual director, and say, Father, if I don't kill this habit, I'm going to lose this beautiful woman in my life. And you need to draw a serious line, because some girls will just put up with it. Oh, well, he's getting better. He only looks at it once a hour, or we're getting better, we're making some serious progress here. Like, no, because I'm telling you, one day your 7-year-old daughter is going to find your husband's porn stash unless you draw a firm line in that sand. Because I'm telling you, it's not just about getting porn out of his life, because porn is like having this like knife stuck in you, and you can pull it out. You're not healed just because it's out. You got to heal that wound. That's going to take some serious time. And so it's one thing to get the porn habit gone, but then the way he looks at women, the way he thinks of women, a healing process has to happen. And it can't just be because his girlfriend's nagging him about it. He's got to actually want to uproot this vice, because every time he looks at women that way, he's degrading all women at the same time. And so you need to be very firm with him, because some girls will think, well, look, I've already been with this guy for years. I don't just want to start over and just dump him because he's got so many other positive qualities, and maybe he'll get better. But the fact is, unless he's valiantly fighting to overcome this vice, I think she needs to take a serious break from the relationship. And she needs, because I know a couple that struggled with this. And, they had lived pretty bad lives, and then they had beautiful conversions, and then they came together. And they started dating. Oh, wow, you used to sleep around? I did too. Oh, you practice chastity now? I do too. And it was really beautiful. And they started dating, and then they started getting too intense, and they started sleeping together, and then they'd have a big talk. Look, I'm really sorry we did that. I didn't mean for it to get out of control like that. We got to be pure, man. We'll be strong. Yeah, let's do that. And then 2 weeks later, they'd be back in bed together, and then they'd have the big talk. We got to be stronger. I'm so sorry that happened again. Oh, me too, me too. 2 weeks later, they're back at it again. And they're like, man, we're killing this relationship. And it dawned on them that just because they really wanted to be dating, it didn't mean they were ready to be dating. And they didn't want to break up. They didn't want to go be with other people, but they knew they weren't ready to love each other. So they said, let's take a break. Not a break up. Let's take a retreat within our relationship. So meaning, and the girl said, okay, let's take 8 months off or whatever. They took 8 months off. I don't know if they determined the time beforehand, but they took it off. They said, let's take whatever time we need to take. He went to a priest, and he got serious spiritual direction to overcome his pornographic addiction. She went to counseling because she had been sexually abused when she was younger, and she never really dealt with it, and it was starting to come up in their relationship, and so she started going to counseling. She really started to heal. He started to purge all that porn out of his life, and after 8 months, they had really healed and grown in so much Christian maturity that they came back together. They started dating. They had a pure relationship. They got married. They got blessed by Pope Francis. They had a baby girl, and now they're married together. And it's beautiful because you know what I love about that love story? It's kind of messy. And that's okay. It's human, but they fought for it. Because lasting marriages, I knew 2 priests who were up late at night talking. They're like, what makes marriages last? They said some married couples, we see they come to our parish, and we think they're going to have this great marriage, and they're divorced in 6 months. And then other couples come through marriage prep, and we think they've got no hope, and then they've been married 40 years. And what's the difference? These 2 priests stay late up into the night talking about what is the key factor that makes marriages last, and this is the conclusion they came to. They said marriages that last are the marriages where the couples are willing to work at their marriage when it gets difficult. Those are the marriages that last, the ones who are willing to work at it. And so right now, put the work into it, because you don't spend 100 hours getting ready for your wedding day, but very little time getting ready for your marriage. This is marriage prep. By telling him right now, the porn or me, one of these things has got to go, because I'm not going to play second fiddle to these women. I don't want to be in bed with my husband being compared to 20,000 images he's seen on the internet the last month. I don't need that intimacy messing up in the bedroom. I don't need that stuff. I don't need that competition. I want my husband's heart, I want his imagination, and I want him. And if he's not really ready to give himself fully to me, then he's not mature enough to enter into the sacrament of marriage. And so don't drag on 6 more years of your life waiting for a guy to convert when he's not mature enough to give himself fully to you. And so I'd say draw a firm line in the sand, find a good spiritual direction, take a retreat in the relationship if you need, and have courage. So, yeah.